Shalom. A man who is a slave to comfort will avoid the sufferings from Yahweh Ba'ashem Roshai in all ways. But he that avoids suffering is a slave to comfort. This is the book of Luke 9:23. And he said to them all, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. And to that we would like to say, Kal Halayam, La Alahayanawa Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone ruled well. Shalom unto the brothers that pushing his works in truth and in sincere teach all the four corners of the earth, and shalom unto the scattered Israelites who have been scattered among the heathen nations, and shalom unto the Akwat who is listening and learning, also being your husband. This is your brother Karatazar from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp out of Trinidad and Tobago. Right, so let's read Luke 9:23 in the NLT. It said, then he said to the crowd, if any of you wants to follow, you must turn from your selfish ways. Take up your cross daily and follow me. Right? You get the key word here. He said, take up your cross daily. And taking up that cross daily is always trying to correct yourself, always examining yourself, always trying to be the best version of you in this shoot. And even throughout you're in this shoot, you should be walking the walk. You should be doing, as the scripture say, as best as possible. We are not perfect in this world, but we strive for that perfection. And that effort of striving for perfection speaks a lot. Right? The Lord also show forth his mercy, which you don't have to, but he also show forth his mercy to those that fear him. Alright? But the minute you try to avoid the suffering for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yashai, alright, is the minute where that's where your downfall will be, because the Lord controls all things. The Lord do these things unto us. The Lord give us the affliction. The Lord give us the comfort. The Lord give us the riches. He give us the poverty. The Lord give us these things. The Lord give us these blessings. The Lord put forth that Rokakodash upon us to be able to understand these scriptures. Also, to even understand the worldly things, which is the balance, to understand the worldly things and the things of the word. Right? Because a man of the Lord have to be skillful. Right? He may not be the best in everything, but a man of the Lord, always be circumspect, be diligent. Right? Scripture also mentioned that, do not be conformed to this world, but use it. And that is key balance. That is key balance there. That is key balance. Right? But a man who always in comfort, he's not picking up his cross daily. He pick it up when he wants to, rest it back down when he wants to. You have to pick up this cross daily, and you walk with it by picking up this cross. It's the tribulations, the afflictions. Right? That we go through. Alright? Let's see this book of Matthew 16 on the 24 Right, that's it. In the NL, let's go in the NLT. Right. Basically, Matthew 16:24. It basically mirroring the same thing like Luke 9 and 23, like what we just read. All right. Well, I'll read it over again and then I'll go down to 25. It said in the let's read in the NLT. It said, then Yahushua said unto his disciples, if any of you wants to be my follower, who must turn from your selfish ways. And your selfish ways is being that you're being within your own comfort. Right? A selfish man is in his own comfort. He's not gonna take himself out of that comfort to do something for the Lord or for for a brother in means and giving alms and stuff like that. Alms, the charity. Right? You're going to that way. You're going to the interline. And that will be he must deny. Alright. It reads here. Yes, so.
Strong's G 533. Aparneaman.
Alright. So it goes into deny. To confirm that one has no acquaintance or connection with someone. B, to forget oneself, lose sight, lose oneself, lose own interests. And that own interest also goes back to your comfort. Because once you're interested in something, you have some form of comfort towards that. Alright? So this is why the Lord said here, right? Because deny, right? He said in the NLT, he said, let him deny himself. In the KJV, he said, you must turn from your selfish ways. Take up your cross and follow me. 25 in the NLT. If you try to hang on to your life, you will lose it. But if you give up your life for my sake, you will be saved. Alright? Because death is something that is... Death is something... Alright? Death is something that is inevitable. Because the elect men of the Lord, also with the Israelites, right? The Lord chosen people, we don't die. This flesh dies. The soul, the spirit lives on, lives on. We reincarnate, right? And being and also being selfish, which means that you attach to certain things of this world, right? You attach to certain things of this world. All right, let me get that precept here. So there's a book of Romans 12 and verse 2, right? It said, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh. Alright? And that renewing to your mind is not conforming to the things of this world. Right? Because a man within his comfort, he is a slave in his comfort. This is why is always when he goes through pressure, he can't focus, he cannot maneuver, he cannot He cannot do certain things. Right? And this is what you have to understand in this truth. We are always going to suffer. We're always going to have afflictions, tribulations, everything. Right? You're always going to have to fight demons. This is just it. Understand what you are in. Alright? There's a book of Acts 14 and 22. And it reads, confirming the souls of the disciples and exalting them to continue in the faith, and that we must go through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of power. Right? We must go through these things to enter into the kingdom. We must go through these things. You think the Lord want to see you fail? The Lord don't want to see you fail. That's why He don't have you in your comfort consistently. When you realize, hey, it's a frightening thing, because when I realize certain things going too good, I just start to get frightened one time. Because the spirit that you ought to be in. Alright? So hey, I hope that this lesson, was edifying. And to that, we like to say, Kal Halayam, La Alahaya Nawa Yahawa, Ba'ashem Yawashai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of great men stone who well. Shalom unto the brothers that pushing his works, the truth and his safety for the four corners of the earth. And shalom unto the Akwat who is listening, learning, and obeying their husbands. There's a brother obeying their husband. There's a brother Karatazar from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp. Until next time, shalom.